Yes, ma'am.
How do you open the door?
Just put your thumb on the big part and the handle should pop out.
There we go.
There we go. Hi. How's your morning?
That's fine.
I hear that.
We're going to Houston.
All right.
Okay. You, Jacob?
Yes, ma'am. That would be correct.
Okay.
All right.
Please use your seatbelt for your safety.
How's your morning going?
Pretty decent. Just dropped a nice family off at the Pier 16. I guess they're getting on a boat. That's always fun to
How's
see.
your family going? How about that?
Doing a little cruise action, I guess.
Family of what, 3?
4. They were small, but they were small and a little elderly. So you know, awesome. I like to see it, living life. But is this your first time in a Tesla?
Yes, because I didn't know how to open the door, so I guess so. My kid's obsessed with Teslas. No, some of our friends just got the one with the extra back row.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever that is. You know what I'm talking about?
It's either the Model X or the Model Y.
I don't know. They just got which is only funny because we have the same Suburban. And then they got it over, I guess, Thanksgiving break. And then my kid loves the trucks, so every time somebody that he knows has a truck, he's like, oh my god, you have to get in it. So finally I got in one.
Okay.
Because I couldn't say no. Only because I hate being like, I'm like, if I don't know, it's just another car to me. But he's like, oh my god, you have to get in. Someone says they got a new Tesla truck.
Yeah, the Cybertruck, that's probably going to be my next vehicle. I'm thinking 2027.
Yeah.
And I would say that just like another, but I mean, I've come from Katy to Galveston, and now I'm
you're going to Houston, making your way back. Oh man, I was hoping you were coming back.
No.
You're like, I'm not.
No. I'm gonna go try to watch as much of the game as possible. I just wanted to.
You sound like my husband.
But
I was like, are you going? He's like, no, I'm not going with you. I'm like, oh man.
But to cap the point is, I haven't been driving this whole time.
Yeah.
And until another vehicle like this Hyundai or that Ford up there can allow me not to drive while making these long distance treks, this is the only thing I can buy. This is the only thing I can buy.
We have friends also that have I think it's a Cadillac or something and they live in Hitchcock or something out here, and they'll do the same thing. They're like, we'll come into town, but we really have to drive whenever it's the turning. And they're like, but we got to go, I don't know, they have it mapped out, 12 miles on 45, so we're fine, then we turn left, and then you're fine, and then they're like, then we're home. I was like, that's crazy.
With this, there's no deliberating. It drives better than I do.
That's crazy.
In every given situation, whether it be people, construction, stoplights, stop signs. It doesn't care.
The family, they were like, well, they have what, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got the car, the bigger car. Yeah, the dad was like, man, I'm drinking tonight. This like, it's fine. And I was like, what the fuck? This is so weird.
I can't condone that behavior, but I do get what he's saying.
Yeah, his wife was also there, but yeah, he's like, it's fine. It's gonna drive us safely home, and
it's super cool. It's when I'm able to get in the back seat like you are right now, and no one has to sit here. I'm gonna get rid of my mom's car. We're gonna share this thing basically, and she won't have insurance, and she'll be able to summon it with her phone and go wherever she wants and be in the back seat. Yeah.
I wouldn't give that to my mom. She'd be at the hair lady and all her little stops with her friends.
I want her to stay mobile.
I know.
To keep
My
living
kid was
life.
like, Mom, Grandma's picking up 3 of her friends. They have a church thing. I'm like, do you not know what it's like? Well, I'm Hispanic. I'm like, to be in a Hispanic family. And he goes, it smells like old people. My mom was shocked that he said that. She was shocked. I was like, he was joking, Mom. She was like,
To a degree.
I know. How do I say that? I couldn't break her little heart. But he was like, texting me. She's stopping to get all her. I'm like, Grandpa is driving them around. So yeah, all her friends they all want to drive her, and it's Grandpa. And I'm sorry you were there, son. But you're also very lucky. You'll remember this later, and you're welcome. So those are people you're supposed to be around. But it was just funny because he's like, she's picking up all her friends, and she's talking at every house. He's 11.
Oh yeah.
They all get in the car, and then he's like, and they smell funny. I was like, oh, I could smell it. I could smell it when I read the
pure
text.
honesty, and you're like, yep, that is what that probably smells like.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's like those weird perfumes that they never let go of. That I'm also gonna be that person. So I'm like, you know what?
To me, it's a process, right? Like, we'll be a different type of old, right?
I
That's
think
all
so.
it'll be. We'll just be a
think
different type of old.
We just, we have to. And at least I watched the Diddy documentary now, so I'm like, I feel like I'm another new version of myself. I'm like, this fucking guy. I never see him. I'm like, why do I want to shoot him?
Maya.
Hey, babe.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey, I'm just gonna let you know that I Ubered and I couldn't drive. Yeah. So it's fine. It's probably better. I had to drink a beer because my headache is like pounding. I'd let Nikki know, so we'll probably hang out and just, I don't know, drink some wine for a little bit and then I'll head back. I don't know. We'll see what Nikki's doing. Obviously, if they come a little closer, $66. 66. Okay. Share. Oh my God! Please don't give them Fanta. Every kid likes that. They don't know they like it. It's like corn syrup and dye. Go ahead. Just don't freak out when his poop's orange either.
And hot mustard.
Ew. He also liked that mustard not too long ago. Where did we get takeout from? And he liked that mustard, and I was like, it's just honey mustard. But I think it was like,
No, it's not honey mustard.
it's hot mustard specifically.
Yeah, hot mustard for me.
Oh. He get nuggets? You got nuggets and a Fanta. Huh?
No, I did. And
He dipped it.
his fries. He was dipping his fries into hot mustard.
That's interesting.
He was like, he's had it before.
I don't. Oh, I think when go ahead.
You want to talk to mommy? Yeah. You want to tell her?
Hey. Why you did that, brother? That's not a good decision. You made a bad decision with Daddy. Yeah.
You got orange Coke. You got orange Coke.
I know. That's so bad, brother. I can't believe you did that.
And he had some hot mustard.
Hey, Carl, this reminds me of the time you took Nick to Taco Bell and got him that drink, and you regretted it later. And you were like, I know why you say don't give him
I
that.
had like half of one, like not even
Oh,
half
okay.
of a small.
Okay, hope y'all have fun.
But I
See you later. All right, good luck. I'll stay later. All right, love you. I'm not. Are y'all at the house? Okay, no, I'm not home. I'm gonna be back in a little bit, bud. I know, I was trying to wait for you, but y'all didn't hurry. I wanted to give you a hug. Oh, well, the driver was like right around the corner. Okay. Love you, bye. So my husband, who's like, always has to be on time and always wants to be safe. Every time I do it, he's like, oh, you.
No, I get it.
I'm like, you fucking always are like, should you? He will, if he has more than 2 beers, he's not driving, which is
That's
like,
right.
I always am like for it. I don't do it by myself. Generally, I'm always like, if I want to drink, I don't want to be in a car because I'm a girl, and then you always hear the bad stories.
Yeah,
so I just don't
do
do
the
it.
Uber training. So
Yeah, I'm like, somebody
scary.
was not too long ago was like, there's Uber drivers putting whatever in the water, and I was like, well, I wouldn't drink water if I was going home, but
That's why I
maybe.
don't serve anything. I don't.
Yeah, and so now I'm like, great, fuck. Like, I already don't take Ubers. Now girls can't be safe. We got to worry about getting drugged at the bar, drugged on the way home, or kidnapped when we're walking on the door. So I'm like, fuck it, no. But right now, one of my best friends is having a birthday party at a wine bar, but we went out last night. And instead of going home from the event that we went to, we went out to a bar and kept drinking. So I was really hungover this morning. And then he's like, you're gonna be late. I'm like, I think my friend would rather have a friend than like me rushing. He's like, I just think sometimes you're just so selfish about not being on time. I'm like, I am hungover as fuck. My friend is like, I'm 45. Like, you cannot just like jump up. Like, I'm sorry, that's not me. And my friend knows our friendship, so it's not gonna be defined by like, he just doesn't do that. And I'm like, you don't get he doesn't get the like hungover really. Like, his response is different. I'm like, cool, that's you, and you would have set your alarm. There was no way I thought we were not gonna wake up. Like, we wake up at between 6 and 7:30. So I was like, I woke up at 7:30, realized I was still drunk, I went back to bed. We woke up at 8:30, and then I was like, I think you're gonna watch something, and I'll lay here, and then fell back asleep. I was like, I'm not driving. And then I was like, I had a beer because I'm like, okay, have a drink, and then I'll
hair
feel
of the
better.
dog. Hair
Yeah,
of the dog.
no, I did not. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think it's safe to call an Uber if you think I should go to this party late. And he was like, all I was saying is you should have been on time. Like, there's no rush for you. I'm like, I was planning on driving, so I was just gonna get sober enough where I didn't feel like.
Quick question: did you want me to kick this into high gear or?
What is high gear? I'm fine.
Well, right now it's in a standard mode. I can put it in hurry, or I can put it in Mad Max.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, the party was at 11.
Okay.
So that ship has sailed. Now I'm like, which actually I win because I get the after party where I don't have to do the formalities of like, hey, how's everybody? I get to just drink with my friend. She'll be ready to drink when I get there.
And the Coke situation at home. I think you're
God.
getting like a double win here, right?
Yeah.
You get to ride that out while he's
I
coasting
don't
on
do
the
stuff
sugar.
like that. He's always like, what's the drink? Arctic. What's the drink at Taco Bell?
I have no idea.
There's a drink. I don't take my kids there, so that's why I also don't know. But at the time we were living in Vancouver, British Columbia,
Okay.
and I always say that because it's not Washington State, but he decides it would be a treat for him to take our oldest, who was like, I want to say 6, 7-ish, and has never eaten at Taco Bell. Again, I'm Hispanic. My mom never let us eat there. Like, not because of that. It was just on a premise of like, that's not Mexican food, and we hate how like everything that's promoted there is offensive.
It should be right. Like, I mean, I get what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So anyway, he's like, it's not, and I'm like, I get it. It's not to you because you didn't have that. So if you want to take them, that's on you. And Nick's like, Mom, can I please go? And I get it. And I'm like, you're always gonna want to go now because it's the thing that I'm saying is forbidden. So they go. He loves he's like, I love the tacos, and then he ate whatever drink. Oh, it's Mountain Dew something, or maybe a Mountain Dew. And I was like, why? He's like, it doesn't have any more sugar than most drinks. I'm like, he doesn't drink most drinks. He drinks Sprite, like at best. and he's like, it's gonna be fine. Oh my God, he called me later. He's like, oh my God, I can't. And I'm like, I mean, I hate to like, well, I hate to be right about things, but like, why? That's how I feel like this Fanta situation's going. They don't drink Coke, so that's why he's like, I did something wrong and you weren't here. I'm like, okay, but also, I'll write it out. P. Diddy, did you watch the documentary or not?
My wife's a nail technician, and I asked her a couple of days ago, I was like, are people discussing P. Diddy when you're doing their nails? And she's like, no. And then 2 days later, she's watching this documentary, and I was like, oh, so now you're trying to brush up on your knowledge. So I think she's like on episode 3 or something. I'm not watching it. I know enough about it because I listen to hip hop, and I grew up, I was like, I want to say 11 when Tupac ended up being shot after the Tyson fight. So I remember it quite vividly. But yeah, does it surprise me that P. Diddy is a predator? No.
No, so, I think the thing was that if you're not gonna watch it, then it's not a spoiler alert,
please.
And you already know.
I know a lot.
I think for me, it's him like setting up, trying to take them out. Like I think that's the offense. That's like the greater offense. But it doesn't matter that it was Tupac. It could have been any fucking person. Like how disgusting he is. Like with the whole Biggie thing, and then also not paying for the funeral or not paying. Like with one of the victims was like that ended up testifying for him. It was like they were friends, but she reached out like however much time before, which again, it's not like new or like okay, but she reached out to him to pay for something, and he was like, I can't do that. And it was like $5,000. It wasn't like $5 million. It was $5,000. She's like, I can't do that. And then 2 minutes later, he's like, I need you to testify. I need you to come through for me. And I'm like, why would you? Like, that's so disgusting that like she was going through some kind of custody, and it seemed like it was like desperate. And he's like, I can't help you out with $5,000. Like, and I was like, and then to have the audacity to like ask her to testify, and then she testified out of like what? Like she got the money. I was like, this is like everybody can be paid off, but it's like I don't want to watch it. I don't want to like. How do you like have an empire and then just get a murder-free pass? Like you don't like them, you take them out. Like that's fine. That's your. And then I was like telling my girlfriends that they started it over Thanksgiving. And I was like, I'm not gonna watch it because I don't care. I'm like you. I was like, it's not gonna change anything in my day to day. And now I'm pissed about it. And I was like, and I also think he kills Kim Porter. And I'm like, thanks a lot, guys. She's the one that knew everything. Yep. And when there was money to be made, he was like, she might turn on me. So fuck you too. And I was like, that's the
disgusting part.
Yeah, I'm like, your fucking kid's mom? Yeah. Like, she did everything right by them. Yeah. That's it.
Just cold and calculating. And
yeah, and to just be like, oh, I'm so, like, now seeing his whole apologies and all
it all felt, the songs were nice, and people were playing them at funerals of everything, right? He had some nice songs, but I kind of knew he was a bad artist, and he had a lot of ghostwriters and things of that nature. And none of it felt genuine. Like, I'd like to think that he was a bit remorseful about his friend, but to capitalize on such a tragedy it just felt dirty in itself. So I never really liked P. Diddy.
Yeah, so, I was not huge, but then I told my husband, I was like, I just hate that we like were a part of it in some indirect way by like.
You can't punish yourself like that.
I know. Like,
you can't do that. Like I said, the songs were good, but I don't think he had a whole lot to do with that. One, and then he just reaped the benefits. And I mean, what are you gonna do? Right?
Yeah.
He almost became our like school song. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. I'm also pissed about Tupac, but there's nothing we could do. He was involved in it, so and he knew.
my wife's watching. She's Japanese, right? So she's just like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's what it feels
She's
like.
Why are these children with all this money fighting about colors? And she has no grasp of gang life.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, the Yakuza would have came in there and cleaned up everything, and nobody would have known about nothing.
That's funny.
That's the East Coast, West Coast thing. She's a pretty decent aficionado when it comes to music. Like, as the Japanese culture, they kind of glom on to California pretty good.
Okay.
But weirdly enough, when I met her, she was listening to UGK. Like, I was like, how do you know about this?
That's crazy.
She's like, I just like the way it sounds.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I'm from Houston. She's like, really?
Yeah.
It's like, that's how I knew you were the one.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. That's crazy. Yeah, I grew up in Baytown.
Okay.
Met my husband in Houston, but he's from North Carolina. And I didn't even.
I wish I had some water now.
No, you're fine. I didn't even know how. Well, he's white. But how different it is. Yeah, like the UGK, like all the stuff that we would listen to here was so much different.
And you said you're 45, so that's
45.
about the age where people were like, even when I went into the military, I would play, chopped and screwed stuff, and they'd be like, dude, what's wrong with your stuff?
Yeah.
Is your tape deck messed up, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, crazy.
So when you met him, it was probably like that.
Yeah, and it's like like it's real to me. Like, so I'm like, wait, y'all don't do. And then I went to that Bun B. I think I've done it a couple. Like, my girlfriends always want to go. The last year when it was bad, I think the music was bad at the rodeo. They got the sound system all fucked up.
Oh, really?
Keith Sweat was there, but it could have been like, Keith Sweat's not great anymore. And the sound, anyway. I'm telling my cousin, I was like, man, I'm too old. I don't even know if I know the songs. And I was like, oh shit, man, I did know the songs. I forgot that I knew the songs. I was like, just like deep in the mom era, I forgot. And I was like, oh god, yeah.
A little time travel.
A little time travel, it felt like. It was like, but in a good way. It was like, man. I just forget how Houston has this unique music culture, and I take it for granted because I just assumed that everybody, had the same experience. And no. They did not. So how did y'all meet? You and your...
I'm military, so I've been to Washington State. I've been to Vancouver.
Okay.
And my first set of orders took me to Guam. That boat hit an underwater mountain, so I was in the shipyards in Bremerton. We went to Canada, we went to Portland. We were just doing things like this. For me, I'd never been over there in that area, and you're Hispanic. I used to play Count the Black People when I go to Portland or Canada, and it was fun.
Yeah, there's not. Well, what's interesting to me to that, hold on, is that I enjoyed, we were like, I think my husband being white was the minority. Like, there were so many ethnicities that it did, like, it was not like most of the people were Asian,
Right.
but it was not like, in our group, it was like Colombia, Mexico, Carl was America, there was Germany, there was British people, like in our oldest child, like when his classroom and we'd be together, our friends, or like the birthday parties, Turkey, like it was everything. Like, there was not black people, but there was not like white was not the majority.
Yeah, there was still a nice
it was very nice because it was a lot. Here in Galveston, I get mad because, and then there's not, we don't do the public school system, so there's not black people, and so I'm always pissed off. So my youngest, the little one, we got him a black sitter, and I was telling my girlfriend from work, she's from South Africa, and I was like, Lucas gonna like black girls. He loves that girl, but I was like, I love that they have, because they don't, like, if they see Hispanics, but they're not not aware, and they don't see Hispanics like I saw Hispanics. My parents were first generation, so they still speak Spanish. So they like my oldest has a good grasp on it. I was like, they have no relationship with black people, and they don't know that Hispanics and black people, like, we're the same. Like, we have the same. All
at least
of the
in
same.
this region, arm in arm.
Yeah. So I was like, if you're gonna grow up here, then it's like I feel like I'm cheating you. So, but this year, my oldest got a black teacher, and I think they're just like, yeah. And but she is like, I want to say she's like, if I had to guess, like late 20s.
Wow.
Late 20s. She is lesbian. I only say this because she's very liberal. So I'm like, if you had to like have a black person, this girl's super educated. She's like great background. She's very liberal. And Nick's like, the other day I was telling somebody, I was like, Nick came home and said, I think Miss her name is, what is her name? Her last name is King, so I always call her Miss King. I can't remember her first name. I think Miss King is only, you know, she hates Trump. And I was like, everybody's allowed. And he's like, because, and this was this dinner competition last night, but I was like, we've always taught him policy over whoever is the president. Everybody will switch sides, like, give it, but you have to find the things that are important, and in your county and in your like city, like what is relevant.
How old is it?
What's that?
How old?
11.
Oh,
but I was like, this is our house. Our house is like, Carl had an
that's
uncle.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, that
honestly.
we're like, hey, look, if you like, it's not everybody has guns, but you don't understand that everybody can't have, like, he loves to shoot. He's fucking amazing. But I'm like, it can't be everybody. And so his mind is
You don't
like,
want it to be everybody.
no, but his mind is so naive, and then he thinks like, if I'm a great shot and we all protect ourselves and we're all responsible, and I'm like, and that's the part where like everyone is not, and everybody's not out to do good. So I'm like, and then you can't just go saying, because you sound like a fucking country redneck that's like, oh, everybody should have guns. I'm like, don't say that. Only white people say that. He looks white, but I'm like, don't, you know. But I'm like, if you like, I have to like, if you're brown on the inside, Carl's always like, are you kidding? He was always like, he was mad at first, now he's fine with it, but he was like, he thinks he's Mexican. And I'm like, he is Mexican, he just looks white. It's hilarious. So when I say all this, it's like, she is saying, he was like, everybody in my school would have voted for Kamala, and I disagree. I'm like, you're disagreeing because you like the idea. There was this little white kid who would only talk about Trump, and they were good friends. And I'm like, you're getting it twisted. Like, you're being lost in like what, like their parents are saying this.
Bubbly.
Yeah, I was like, don't do that, and don't be mad that she would vote. I was like, I would vote for any Hispanic female that ran. I don't care if she was qualified. Like, that's where it all goes out the window.
Just see it.
Yes, I was like, everything I've taught you goes out the window because they're Hispanic. If somebody was Mexican, he was like,
That's what happened to Obama.
yes, and I was like,
promise
Obama
you.
was the same way.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
Carl and I were like blue in the face. We're like, he's not ready. It's not his time. Blah blah blah. It's not that we don't like him. It's just they're setting him up.
They
need They need it. Whatever. So that's what I tell Nick. I'm like, I don't think he was ready. I think he should have stayed in Chicago. It does not matter because he was black and he was half black. You're half. I was like, but
You're black enough.
you're black. I know. I was like, if there was even an inch of Mexican in somebody, I was like, I get it. She doesn't have to have an explanation because he wanted the reasons why she voted. I'm like, she didn't need it. And that's where race is different in these specific scenarios. And I'm like, you just, yeah, you want it to happen. So there's that. It's like, there's so much. And then I'm like, yeah, dude, just walk away. Go play with something. Go hit a ball. Come back. I'll be right here. But he doesn't have, and he didn't even before when he was in public school for a couple of years.
Okay.
And it was frustrating because Galveston, and so his question this week was like, everybody's still very segregated, and it's still, not segregated is my word. He said, it's everybody, we drove around this area that he hadn't been around, and it was what I, in my words, would have named it the Mexican hood, or the Mexican neighborhood. I didn't say that. He's like, Mom, would you say that this is, how did he say it? The hood? And I was like, I don't know if I'd say the hood. It know. And so I was
Where
like,
we were from,
yeah,
we called it the barrio.
the barrio. But how do you say that? Because then it's all like, so I was like, I was thinking, that's a very, I was like, what would we say it? And then, but I'm not saying it
It's
out
tough.
loud.
It's
And I
tough.
was like, yeah, I guess it's the hood. And he's like, would you say it's the Mexican hood? And I was like, oh, very much. And he's, because you get like the loud music, the trucks, it's like whatever. I was like, I think this, like, I don't know where it stops. And I said, what's interesting about hood, I said, growing up for us, it was the area that you were in. It's not necessarily that it's a bad, like, I think there's a connotation now that the hood is bad. And so it's like, oh, this is like the hood. And I was like, it's not. It's just where a lot of Hispanics majority live. And then we drive a little bit further and he was like, would you say this is the black hood? And I said, I would say that is a black area. I said, because there's a lot of black people in Galveston. It's very much defined and they're not. And I was like, what's crazy is most cities are bigger and it doesn't look like this, but here you drive down Broadway to the right, like probably 10-mile radius is Hispanics. Then you get like 3 mile. It probably was a lot bigger and now it's just getting smaller and smaller. But black people, and I was like, and it's not that it's a bad like hood. I think was like, maybe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was like it used to be like the projects, like bad areas, but this is just like where black people live, like most of the black people live. And he's like, well, why don't they mix? I'm like, they just don't. And I was like, for whatever reason, it's just been that way. And it's not that there's like this or that. There's not black people or Mexicans in our area, he said. So you can see by the questions, and not fair. So he's just like, why? But he also, it's the same way, and I had a really big problem. Like, I didn't think I could live in Galveston because I'm like, why? Like, why is everybody so, the schools are like that. They pretty much put all the Hispanic kids and the black kids in like 3 elementary schools, and then they do the charter, the magnet, blah, 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 and you have to get in. So he didn't have that experience. So I was telling my girl, like, who works at me, my girlfriend, I was like, she's been in Galveston longer. I'm like, what? Like, how do they do that? Like, how do they? I was like, I want to get scholarships for my kids' private school, so the black kids that are smart enough can go. They don't need the money. But why is no one else fighting for that? And then like I've talked to the other people, and then I found like the Boys and Girls Club, and you know, the advocates for the black community, and they're like, because we don't get the grants and we don't get it. And I was like, oh, that's so fucked up. So I'm like, how do I join? I was like, my kid should know that there's a black kid in his class. Like, it shouldn't be weird that like, it should be, because he asked me this, like, he was like, Luca doesn't have black kids either in his school. And I'm like, he does. I lied. He doesn't. But I couldn't swallow that. I was like, I can't. I don't know. And there was this black mom, and one day she was picking up her kid, only because I noticed, because I'm the minority. And I also was like,
You got a radar for it.
yeah, so she was like picking up her kid, and her little girl was like, Mom, you never get picked for field trips in the private school. And I was like, oh, we never get picked. I know, that she was so, her response was like,
Very.
yeah, it was great, but I was like, oh, and then I gotta drive home and be mad that we don't get picked. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It took me a long time. I think that Galveston's one of those really old cities that is like progressive in certain areas, but really fucked up in like other areas.
That framework is strong.
That framework
Right.
is, yeah.
So building on
Spot
it,
on.
you're going to be there to help try to pull it out, but to erase all of it or to
Yeah.
mitigate all of it would be an act of futility. You
to be a part of it. I'm like, God, please don't ever let me like be a part of it. Like, that's the
again,
part.
you can't beat yourself up about it.
I know.
Just a grain of sand on that beach. But you know, enough grains, enough sand, then there will be change. But do the best you can with what you got, and try not to beat yourself up about it.
No, I've been working for a nonprofit for 2 years, and that was another thing. It's my first like experience with nonprofits. I never worked with nonprofits. I actually got in because I wanted to do grant writing or like give back. I'm like, I'm finally in a place where I can give 20 hours, 30 hours. Like I want to. And my husband's like, well, you can't work with kids. some respect. And he's like, I think you'd be great at grant writing. You just need experience. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I was like, even if like I got in this nonprofit, I was like, just to understand how they operate or what they're doing, and then I realized that they're all run by the foundations that donate the great checks, and then we have to do what they want to do with their checks. And then I was like, okay, now I feel like I'm out, because I signed up because I thought that we had some, like, that we could make a change. Now it feels like we can only make the change that you see fit with your check, or you're pulling out the funding, and then we don't exist. So it's been this grand experience. So this year I was like, you know what? I was like, I do want to be a nonprofit, but I want to be in ones that are like giving back to the kids, because that seems to be, if you do somehow get grant money for kids programs, they're the ones that I was like, I feel like the good thing of all this was that I found that I'm like, no, I do want to do it. I do understand now that it's not just doing the good work. But at least I know that I do want to do it for certain kids. Galveston has a lot of, they say it's 1 out of 5 kids that are like hungry or don't have adequate food, which is crazy to me because it's so small. It's such a small city. Like how did that many kids? So that was a good part in that I was like, well, at least I found that I know where I want to like kind of niche into, and I know that like getting closer, just taking a lot of work to get there. But I was like, at least I think that's what it is for most people. Everybody says like the kids and minorities and all this, and I say that because they were like, we want you to hit the Hispanic market, and they've done nothing to feed into that, and that it just made me so angry that I'm like, stop putting me as your token like minority, like you're not fucking doing anything and embarrassing me, and I'm not gonna stand in front of people and say, oh, I'm like doing this and this. I'm like, no. Like last week I was like, what am I doing again? Somebody say my title, and my girlfriend, she's white from South Africa, so it's like, you have to know. And she's like, I can't fucking believe you did that. And I'm like, I'm done. You can fire me at this point. I got everything I wanted. I know what I want to do. I know I met all the right people.
Playing with the house's money right now.
Yeah, like this is the fun part. And I already found there's a nonprofit that's just getting started. They're gonna do art for kids, like to art and creative and like environment. After school program. They both have like worked at the Boys and Girls Club and know the community and are active in the community. This girl was like, I just wanted to go to this house that's feeding the unhoused, but I wanted to see them. And I'm like, right when she said that, I was